second time, he was aired out really well. We're really proud to have him.
You said you had a keen interest in him throughout the process. Was that from skills, from the need of a pass rusher? Where did that keen interest come from, and what was the source of that?
Well, I think a pass rusher is a premium. A pressure player is a premium, and we think that first and foremost, he's a terrific player and a potential terrific pro as a player, and then he's I'll let Coach speak to it, but he's got a lot of energy, he's got a lot of personality, and we think that's a real positive for his play as well as the people around him's play. So he brings a lot to the table, but we thoroughly investigated those allegations and are completely satisfied that those are well within our comfort level.
How much of the 30 visits for both you and Mike play a part in you guys wanting to see him face to face to answer those questions himself?
I'm going to let Mike speak for him. He had got acquainted with him before the 30 visits, I believe. Yeah, so, but let's let Mike talk about that. But I will tell you right now, my visits with him, and my visits, I've talked to people that know him, with him there, and you've got a lot more than Sam. Just Sam wanting him to be a great NFL and Cowboy football player. And he's got a lot of people that are on his team that are really high quality people, substantive people, and so you're getting a pretty good package when you get Sam, in my mind.
Mike, kind of stepping back, what's your philosophy on guys with potential character issues kind of through your years as a coach and the question of drafting them and the things that go along with that?
Well, I think it's always important to step back, and I think particularly in Sam's case, I mean, as you go through the draft process every year, there's so many players that are impressionable, and I think the two interactions and with Sam, first being at the pro day, watching him interact and having a chance to talk to a number of people, Monty Kiffin, and I mean, there's so many resources over there, and frankly, to see how he interacted with everybody, whether it's teammates and how everybody went to bat for him, and then also bringing him in on the 30 visit. Sam made a big impression on all of us, and I think the thing that I appreciated the most is his honesty, his vulnerability that he expressed, going through his history, and because if we were just talking pure football about what he, the work that he did on the field and the video that he put together in his career there at the SEC, I think that speaks for itself. So like Jerry's already stated, it was thorough, but I thought he made a big impression. I know he personally made a big impression on me in both those encounters. And I think just like your point to your question, I think philosophy, I think time in this league teaches you patience to make sure you look at the personal component the best you can and trust your professional process of, the personnel and the coaching and stick to that. But so I've always looked at it individually, because I think just like anything in this game, if you get into stereotypes and tendencies, you have a chance to probably make more mistakes than not.
Will, can you detail just the football traits of both players that were selected today, just kind of what stood out over the course of the scouting process?
Both players selected today, well, with Sam, has been said, it's a pass rusher. In the NFL, I mean, the passing numbers have gone up. You have to get pressure on the quarterback. Here you have a guy that's got wide receiver speed. He's got length, the strength, and knows how to rush the passer, as well as play the run. They had him in different spots at Mississippi State early on, then they figured out, let's put his hand down on the edge, let's let him rush, and then to be productive in the SEC, that was a real strong positive force, and then getting to see him and know who he is, that also added to it. And then with Jalen Tolbert, it's a wide receiver that can play multiple spots. He's got size, he's extremely intelligent, and the type of player that you want to grow in that room because of his intelligence, his relationship that he's formed already with the quarterback from the conversation, and those sort of things. And you think that the upside is there because he's an NFL-style receiver, body style, size, ability to find space, to play inside and outside, so that versatility made him very attractive to us.
You guys told us yesterday when you guys were looking at Tyler Smith that you looked at it, Oklahoma State, Ohio State, the bigger schools. With Tolbert, how much did you look at the Tennessee game and, hey, here's what he did against an SEC school? Is that a big part of the evaluation?
That's a part of it, and we watch all of it. And through the process, we'll have different guys watch it at different phases, so you get different vantage points from periods and times, and different people look at it. So we felt good about who they played against, as well as watching him in the Senior Bowl against top competition. And then when you visit with him and you find out his intelligence and his awareness to coverage and all the different things that he knows, he shows that he's further ahead than maybe somebody from a smaller conference.
How important was it for Dak to kind of get with him a little bit before the draft?
That was for me. That was a Dak thing. It was the importance of him to the organization, and he reached out and said, "Hey, here's some guys to do your thing with," because we're 50 plus years old here, and we have an impression and feeling about them, and the guys that are in the locker room also pick up tendencies and things, and it was important for a great person like him to reach out to these guys and give me some feedback.
You guys asked him to reach out to, I mean, you didn't know if you were going to be able to take him, but the fact he's reaching out to guys is a good omen or something like that. Or you got a feeling that he was coming here?
Can't tell you that, man. That's big time inside information there.
It's the sauce, baby.
But I mean,
He's a tremendous resource. So. What's that?
He's calling.
He's going to have a quarterback call a receiver 2 days before the draft and go for what he could be.
I took Troy Aikman, took my plane, had him go down and personally work out, throw balls, work out with LaFleur. Then I had him go out to California and Gonzalez, throw balls, do all that kind of stuff, flew him around. Got a feel for him. Troy, got a feel for him, doing those kinds of things. But Will, I want to ask you this question. You mentioned something about we're 50 and we might need to get a better feel. What were you alluding to there? Age is a problem with this shit?
No, sir. No, I mean, it's just we listen to different music. And I don't know how to operate Twitter, Twitter, whatever that stuff is. So
TikTok.
Well, it never crosses my mind. The reason I hang out with all you guys is I don't look in the mirror and it makes me think I'm your age. So let's don't get this.
Well, I feel like I'm your age after the process.
Yeah, look at it.
There were like 5 pass rushers, edge rushers that went before you took Williams, and then a couple after that. Were you concerned about your ability to get him? Were you looking to move up if he was a guy you wanted to get, or how was that unfolding?
I mean, we liked some of the pass rushers that went, but I wouldn't say we like them any more than Sam. You're obviously getting a feel for that, and comes as no surprise these pass rushers are gone. I mean, I think the last one, can't talk about other teams' players, but the Western Kentucky pass rusher was another one, kind of the last one we had after Sam that we liked. And
Western Kentucky.
But you got to step up and get those guys early because they're going to go. That's our business, is getting pressure on the passer. Makes everything work better on the back end, everywhere on defense when these guys rush well. So, as Jerry said, we went through a thorough process. We felt good about it and felt good about taking Sam.
Mike, punt returner, is that an area where you feel like Jalen Tolbert could factor in?
D'Angelo,
you guys
appreciate
get
you.
your answer there, or
David.
is that maybe not? Is he a factor of that spot?
We'll see. Yeah, I mean that's something to work through. I really like Jalen's position flex. I think anytime, I know personally looking at receivers, that's the first thing I'm always looking for. I think it's important for particularly perimeter players to be able to do 2 things, whether it's play inside, outside, return ability to go in the backfield. We'll obviously look at all those things when he gets here.
There's a lot of scrutiny on players' character, especially if they have an issue in college, especially in the media. Have you guys changed your approach in doing your investigations in the last couple of years about just making sure that you're getting the right type of guy in your building?
Right kind of guys. We had that so many years with Jason Garrett.
The standards are the sensitive things. Now, good people are good people, and bad people, you might say, have their issues. But we're looking with a more intense evaluation about issues that are involved social issues than 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And what this has done is it has really, in many areas of behavior
Where
and
my
character,
pig at?
boy,
Sam's
it
putting
has
that pig in
gotten
the
laser intense in looking.
Get
In
that
other words,
pig
the
out of the fire,
players have
Jerry.
been more scrutinized because the rules they're coming from are more rigid in my mind. And so it causes everyone, it's a good thing, it has caused everyone to really sharpen your not investigation, but sharpen your evaluation of just exactly where and how this young man has gotten here. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And so he just has a higher standard in my mind coming through. I mentioned last night that I don't take the risk probably that I took early. One of the reasons is I don't have to. The risk are the kinds of things that you might have should have been looking for 20, 30 years ago. You're not even turning the lights on if you don't look for that. And so to sum it up, I'm confident when we know about a young man today coming in here that, boy, we've covered the ground and we've got it all out there. Now, okay, after having seen it all out there, we drafted Sam. And I'm confident we've got everything.
This kind of relates to the first question and the three positions. Those are also the positions with kind of the high-profile losses from the offseason, Randy, Amari, et cetera. Is it just kind of coincidental that it was those three spots, or did you really feel like with the personnel losses that kind of heightened the importance of those three spots?
No, I think that's fair, very fair. I mean, when you lose good players, I mean, we not only lost Amari, we lost Sed. Obviously, we lost Randy, and feel really good about Fowler and DA, and that's going to be great. But you can't have enough of these big guys that can put pressure, and you want to keep them fresh, and you want to keep them coming, and so that was critical. And obviously, in the offensive line, we've as you move along, and some of these guys, start to get some years on them, then they are going to miss some time. That's part of our game. And, what we'd love to do is keep these young offensive linemen coming. And I think we're doing that with a Connor McGovern, with a Biotic, with a Terrence Steele, with a Ball, and now Tyler Smith. I think you got to keep those guys coming. And I think it'll pay dividends for us. At the same time, I think those young guys are going to learn a lot from Tyron Smith and from Zach Martin. I think it's a big deal. So I don't think it's by accident that that turned out where we ended up picking. The good news is there's some really good players there, and you just had to sort out where the groupings were going to fall. And as I said, we're not done yet. I mean, we're going to feel good about what's left out there on the board, and feel good where our picks sit, and feel like we can really, as well as we feel like we've done improving our football team, really feel like there's some great opportunities tomorrow to continue to do that in terms of our process.
Mike, what kind of influence is it when Dan Quinn puts the guy through a workout like he did with Sam at Ole Miss?
Kind of influence? Yeah. Well, I think the biggest thing is to be right there, and there's two D linemen working out that day, and then 3 minutes into the workout it was all Sam. So yeah, so it definitely it's part of it, and you get to get your hands on it, feel Sam in the drills, and I know personally, being there that day, I mean he was extremely impressive. So you see the talent on film, but we were talking about it earlier. I think it's a lot like quarterbacks. Unless you stand next to them and feel the velocity and see the ball come out of their hand, you truly don't really know. So, and Dan running the drill that day was obviously a benefit.
Because you have so many picks tomorrow, is there a need from other teams to maybe intensify their calls with you to see if you're willing to trade? It's because they know you have a little more capital.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I think, obviously people look at it and they'll say, well, maybe they're willing to, part with some of those picks because you could move up and, if you have 4 or 5s, are you willing to do that? We look at that when we're looking to move up. Hey, they got 2 up there early. Maybe they'll part with 1 up. So, there's opportunities maybe to move down and pick up more picks, or we may decide to, depending on who, when we're through with our meetings tonight and in the morning, we may decide to go get somebody. We've got to work through all that. But I think we are in my opinion, and we're going through this after we pick tonight, we're in the meat of the draft, in our opinion. I mean, our biggest rounds were the 4th and 5th round in terms of numbers that we have in those rounds. So, you want to be careful because I think there's going to be good players there throughout the draft in those 4th and 5th rounds. And I think, but between Will and his staff and Mike and his coaching staff, they've done a great job, in Jerry and I's opinion, of getting the board stacked the right way. And boy, there's players in there that we would feel great about having a star on their helmet and bringing in here and being a part of our football team.
Jalen was talking to us and said that he feels like he's really kind of a deeper type threat in terms of his route tree. I was kind of curious how you guys view his route tree and what does he provide at different levels of the offense?
Well, I think the biggest thing you want to answer this? Or you want to? I think the biggest thing, you see him run all the routes. He has the vertical routes, a lot of crossing routes. And as I said earlier, he definitely has inside and outside receiver flex, so that tells you that he can run the whole route tree. So his work ethic is something that I know particularly Robert Prince was very impressed with. So I think he'll be a full complement receiver for us.
Is that by design? Just if you look at James Washington, he really stretches the field. Now with Jalen, he can do that as well. Is that just the way things kind of fell, or is that very much by design?
Well, I think you got to recognize the fact that we play on AstroTurf a lot, and you never have enough speed when you play on that surface as much as we do.
Mike, Will was talking about Sam facing SEC talent, but when you can see Sam specifically face Evan Neal and Charles Cross, who both went in the top 10 of the draft earlier this year and do pretty well in that, I mean, does that just speak even more volumes, obviously, about what he can do?
I mean, absolutely, and you look at the numbers that they put up. So, I mean, my first exposure was watching him in Will's office, and I mean, he jumps off the film. I mean, this is not a football question. We're fortunate to get him in the second round based off of his performance on video. So, and I think all the other questions have been answered. But yeah, I mean, he's got big time elite pass rush ability, and he's played against top competition and was extremely productive.
Stephen, can you talk about your philosophy, maybe if it's changed over the years, about using some day 3 picks for veteran players? I mean, maybe the guys that can help immediately. Is that something that's changed over the years?
We seem to find that right now it's not the right time to shop for the veteran player. I mean, occasionally you get an opportunity. I mean, obviously yesterday was an eye-opener. I think that was, it kind of set a new standard in terms of players trading hands for big picks. Surprising to me, eye-opening to me. So who knows? I mean, tomorrow maybe could be interesting in terms of who people might be shopping and what might happen in the later rounds. We've always felt like, right in the middle of the draft, trying to trade a player is usually you're going to take a big discount in terms of trading one of our veteran players for a pick right now because people are so fired up about a pick. We always have thought if you wait till after the draft's over and you're talking about a next year's pick, you might do better trading that veteran then. But, like I said, I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but player acquisition's a whole lot of ways to do it, and it is year-round. And I just think we'll continue to keep our eyes wide open. Right now we're focused on, what we have tomorrow, which are 6 big picks. And we're really going to help our football team. And we'll focus on the draft tomorrow. If something different comes up, then we've got all the right people in the room to address it. We got all hands on deck, and we'll make a decision.
What's the art of patience like in the drafts where you don't trade up, you kind of let it come to you? and just kind of stay calm in that room. What's that like in terms of managing whatever emotions could be wrapped up in that?
Total boredom and then instant chaos.
That's well said.
Boredom all day, and then all of a sudden it just all hell breaks loose. And get in there, and it is amazing because sometimes you're dealing with 4-second to 20-second decisions, and that much. Sometimes you're dealing with a timing thing on the clock, and you're certainly dealing with competition. So it really is hard to anticipate when you're going to be ready to really get it all working at the same time. We've got it down pretty good. Stephen has worked out with some of the other people in the financial department, contract department, which is also very involved in rating the value of draft picks and what have you. So he's got 2 or 3 of his assistants, and they've got headphones on. Well, you can't hear what they're hearing. And so that's kind of hard to do when all of a sudden they've been sitting there listening to some things and what have you, and they look over and said, well, should we take this or take that? And I said, well, I'd kind of like to know what the hell y'all talking about with that right there. Well, that takes another 5 minutes, and you didn't have but 6 to begin with to explain it to me on how to get it going.
We've gotten better at it.
We've gotten better, but I will tell you, it's getting high tech in this area of how to make these trades. But it's a time that really has high value. When it has high value, you can really help your football team by making a trade. And so you want to have that, and you really don't know until that phone rings and you get on and you weigh it, and then you might not know. Stephen was on the phone with a guy last night, and he said, well, we might make it if we knew you wouldn't take our player. And he said, tell us who you're going to take. He said, I can't do this, but it'll either be defense or offense. But I can give you that much information. Now, so it is a time that's very much part of the draft, has become very much part of the draft. This was not a part of the draft. Trades were made, but not like this, as late or as far back as 1990, 91. It was not. And then you got in, and the sheet was developed by my great partner who's not with us anymore, Mike McCoy, and who was a certified genius, and he developed that ratio of the trades that had been made and how the draft picks, and put that ratio together. It's the standard of the NFL today. Well, that set a new level of activity on draft day, and there's no question that's when that really took on that level of activity during the draft. But at the end of the day, I will tell you, it's just you've got to count on some instincts, and I really would say it. The instincts are you've got to understand how bad you're going to feel if you miss that player, and just try to think through, can you live without not having that player? If you can't live without it, then you better go get him. And then you better get on the phone, and you better try to overpay for him, because that's what you're going to do if you think you're going to want that particular player. And so there's a whole part of that trading activity that has to do with sitting here and talking to Mike, or talking to Dan, or talking to Kellen, going back over there, asking Will to go back and review what some of the scouts have told him about it, because you just got to make sure on that basis, at that price. It's one thing to have sat there and seen that evaluation when you're getting ready to put him on the board. Okay? That's like hitting a golf ball. You can do that by putting him in where he should be slotted on the board. That's standing still. But it's hitting a curveball that's the challenge on draft day. And so the curveballs are coming at you, and you've got to have looked at that evaluation in light of what you're getting ready to pay or trade for. And then you've got to just say, is that worth it to our team? We're giving up 2 players to get 1. Is that ultimately worth it? And there, right before we walked in this room, we had that conversation for 35 minutes here tonight on tomorrow, whether or not we might be interested in giving up 2 players for 1 using some of those 5s to get that done. But all of that has got to come in with the reality of what have you. Mike Tyson said there's a lot of people that can box and do a good job boxing until they get hit in the nose.
Mouth.
That's when you learn if you can box. And so that has a lot of truism when it comes to, and it's not trading on draft day. It's just, if you will, it's business. It's making your mind up when the heat's on.
Thank
Quality
you.
over
Thanks,
quantity.
guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Quality over quantity. Cowboy Nation, you got to understand it's quality over quantity. Let me repeat, quality over quantity. Now, that's how you got to evaluate the trade situation or to move up to get said player. Now, we've seen multiple teams trade up to move up to go get quality over quantity. Now, there is a case in the situation that if you covet your said players, like, dare I say, the quote-unquote volume draft-based needs, which would be a situation where you take all 9 of these picks and don't move to utilize anything to trade up to get said players. Joe said, I told you, Law, that Jerry hate us. I feel you, fam. I feel you, fam. But Jerry is Jerry. Jerry is Jerry. And I'm not going to use the word hate. I just think that how they use and operate and run this particular team is just sometimes it seems as if though they aloof more to things. But I'm going to do my assessment on all of those guys, Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, and Jalen Tolbert. And here's the thing. We have to wait until all of these draft picks are over with, since they're going to go with the quantity over quality, right? So, and we have to sit back and wait. I said before the kickoff of the offseason, the Cowboys have 3 holes on this team. And so far, regardless of how you guys look at it, they tried to plug all 3 holes with the guys that we have. So the next pick, according to my thoughts, according to what I said, when they went with the 88 pick, I said I knew it was going to be either a wide receiver or tight end. So if I'm a betting man, the next pick will be a tight end. Z says, or Zai, or shout out to you, he said we filled 3 holes. Show of hands in the chat with the 3 holes that we filled in. Were they necessary? Were these holes that we created ourselves? Coach Marv says now, no law, linebacker is a hole. Well, I'm talking about according to the Cowboys' philosophy and where they said that they're going to go. So they never mentioned linebacker. Jerry and his presser, that's what I'm talking to in reference to this, Coach Marv. Not until my reference. But according to Jerry, he said 3 weeks ago that he's looking for an offensive lineman. He said to us that he's looking for an offensive lineman that will start, that can start, that have the ability to start. So yesterday we witnessed that, right? The Dallas Cowboys select Tyler Smith. And then he said on the national radio session that he's looking for a defensive edge guy that can play immediately. Now, this guy runs a 4.46. He's going to give Chauncey Golston comp. He's going to give Dante Fowler comp. And he's going to give DA competition. he said that he wanted to fill in the aspect of wide receiver. And today we heard with the 88th pick, the Dallas Cowboys select Jalen Tolbert. And then out of his mouth, he said that he wanted to find a tight end. So he never mentioned linebacker, but if they somehow tomorrow with their first pick for tomorrow go with linebacker, I wouldn't be mad at that, Coach Marv. I would not be mad at that. But so far, Jerry is not lying to us on who he went and go get. And he did it. Put it like this, Jerry literally did it in that order. That's the craziest thing. So if I'm a betting man tomorrow, the first pick may be a tight end. And I don't know which tight end that's available, but they going straight off of what he said. Just like literally he showed you guys his big board. He went on ahead and he went on ahead and did this. So Cowboys RB Nightmare, appreciate you. They did brought in a linebacker, yep. So if we go, Ruckert already gone, I believe. He's already gone. Isaiah Likely, is he still there? Jalen Watermeyer, is he still there? Let's go right here so that let me see if I got it right here. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Let me see if I got my top 30 right here. Let me see who all was on this list. Yep, I said I can guarantee you $1,000 that the Cowboys will grab somebody off of this list. So I'm $1,000 free now because they did bring in Sam, right? What other tight end they have here? Jalen Watermeyer, Jelani Woods, them doggone coach got in the way. I think Jalen Watermeyer can go undrafted. Sanders, he's gone. Sam Williams, of course, we got him on the team. Oh, there go my linebacker right there. I love my Jackson State, oh dear. Jackson Fair. Jackson dear. Yeah, I think that James Houston is going to be a Dallas Cowboy. I think that James Houston is going to be a Dallas Cowboy. I think that James Houston is going to set all type of records with the Dallas Cowboys. Watch it. I'm claiming it, baby, right now. He's going to put Jackson State back on the map. And Prime will be the guy to announce it. Watch. James Houston still out there, right, Cowboy Nation? That's who I want. Dog, you know. Malcolm Rodriguez. Yeah, John G. Yeah. Jeff Mack was laughing at my guy. Leave him alone, Jeff. Jeff, leave him alone. I got hope for my alarm, you know. Jeff Mack been a real one all day, man. I do like Brandon Smith. Tolbert is raw, giving people the business this in the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I think Tyreek Woolen, is he still out there? I thought Tyreek got picked up by now. Muma gone. Justin D says, shout out to you. Prime will be our next head coach. Prime speak too much real, man. I thought Prime was a diva type of coach, but nah, he's far from that. Prime is too real to be up here in the silver and blue coaching. No. He'll bump heads with Jerry. He'll bump heads with some of the players. Yeah. Shout out to you, Donald, man. Shout out to you, Jeff Mack. All right, so we got to look at this just like this, Cowboy Nation. Jerry literally spoke his mind on who he wanted and who he needed to go get and these sorts of things. And let me see, because I didn't catch the front end of this interview. Y'all bear with me. Let me see if I can catch the front end, if it's still open.
Didn't know what order, you would address them. You're wanting to take the guys on your board that are, at the time or fit that position. And, it's kind of fallen right for us. And, it's very interesting. We were looking at, 3 positions there with that second pick. And then one went away. And then we still had 2 left. So we made what we thought was the pick that was in our best interest. But so far, I will say that the draft's fallen in a good place for us. I think we've improved our football team in those three areas, which were obviously areas that we, if you were going to target three areas, that'd be three areas you'd pick. And the good news is we still got a lot of work to do. We've got a 4 and 4 5s and a 6. So most of the work still left to be done, and I think we can really help our football team. We've helped it up to this point. We can certainly do a lot of good, chop a lot of wood, and do a lot of good work going forward.
I ain't catch the first
Sam,
end of this.
had
Y'all
a
bear with me.
sexual battery charge against him from his time at Ole Miss. He was briefly suspended. What, in your all's due diligence on that, made you feel comfortable with him as a pick?
Well, I'm sure you're familiar with what the details of the published details are, but we looked thoroughly into all of the allegations. As you well know, it was aired out real good there at Ole Miss, and but once they were satisfied that where he was, then he came back and joined the team. We have spent a lot of time because we've had an keen interest in him, and we spent a lot of time talking with a lot of people that know him real close and also from a distance, and we're very satisfied that we're good with this pick.
You said you had a keen interest in him there. Sky Moore and Trey McBride were tumbling towards you there. Would it have been a decision if one or the other had been there for you when you took Sam Williams in the second round? Or
well, again, we really we had him in, as you know, one of our visits, and he had a lot of high grades and a lot of want to among both coaches and scouts to have him as a part of our team.
All right, so I think I watched it all the way up to that point. I just wish Dallas media look at this situation with the sexual allegations and assaults or what have you. It's an absolute misnomer. Stop it. Stop bringing up that. He's never been arrested for it. The lady already came out and recanted her story. I just want them to focus in on the football aspect of it. Stop trying to twist the story, because if you went to any other team, they wouldn't even bring this up, right? This is a young kid that's finna play sport in one of the biggest moments of his life. And you want to bring up something that he's not even charged for. That's all I have to say on that. I just tired. And shout out to the media. I'm not shooting jabs at them. I get it. They got to sell tickets. They got to sell clicks on articles and things like that. But come on, Cowboy Nation. Come on, man. Tyreek Hill, when he got drafted by the Chiefs, who punched his pregnant girlfriend in the stomach, no one brings that up. They didn't even bring it up. It wasn't even talked about, right? Frank Wright and all of, what was it, Frank Clark, with all of his stuff that he did? Come on, man. But every time the Dallas Cowboys, every single time the Dallas Cowboys get somebody with a question, they like to bring it up. And I told you guys they would have did the same thing. They would have did the same thing if we'd have picked up Devontae Wyatt. Right? I want you guys to go back and listen. What team did Devontae Wyatt went to? And let me know how many times they asked him, hey, you were charged with a crime in 2020 for kicking down a door and getting to your said, girlfriend, slapped her around. What team did Devontae Wyatt go to? And let's listen to their press. Let's go listen to their beat writers and everybody else. Green Bay. Let's go see in Green Bay land that they asked him all of those things, all of those questionings live. No, let this man have this moment. Let's go listen to Devontae Wyatt, press conference and see if he's questionable. But see, now Wyatt, he goes into the league without anybody bringing that up. And Sam, all we going to hear is tomorrow, Molly cried, "Ah!" ESPN and everybody out say they go to Cowboys again. Drafting a questionable player is going to be. Man, let that dude live, man. Come on. That's all I'm saying. And I ain't trying to sell it to man or what have you. But come on, man. Let that go, man. But people talk and people ridicule who they want to ridicule, right? All of a sudden the moral compass is just pumped out everywhere. Poured upon everything, four corners of the universe as it relates to these young guys. Let this guy live. It was another point that I wanted to get to, but I can't. Oh, my God. He did the same to Josh Ball last year. Yeah, let Josh Ball live. Right? Let the man live. We should trade up to get Perry on Winfrey tomorrow. This is from my guy Z. Yeah. Green Bay took Pickens too. God, dog. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. We are held to a higher standard law. It's bullsugar. I go all the way back to when the construction site was being built for the Dallas Cowboys. And every time somebody want to have a certain higher standard when it fits their narrative about what the team should do. Did you guys know that 2 people lost their lives when they was building the stadium of Arlington? Did they open up the presser saying, hey, condolences out to the 2 people that died? And all of a sudden, OSA, I'm speaking too much right now, but it is what it is. Dropped all of their research and investigation. I digress. But all of a sudden, they pick and choose where they want to go deal they dealings with. George Pickens went to the Steelers. Appreciate you. But every time you go to that stadium, that's almost like a death ground. 2 people lost their lives. How many times we talk about that? What about the family? Right? Are they compensated for such? Madman said, yeah, my stream was over. I just jumped back in. Shout out to y'all, man. I do need to quit speaking before I outspeak my wisdom teeth. Chris says, football-wise, good draft. Guess what? Game, they play. But rest in peace to those people. Yeah, appreciate you. Maybe their ghost is hunting us. It's for Justin D. Yeah. You think? The stadium is cursed. Yeah. By the ghosts of the construction workers, right? Who lost their lives building this great, massive stadium, right? Let's see. Pittsburgh's got Pickens, yeah. It's going to be tiny hands to Pickens, so hope he can close his eyes and just throw it in the direction, right? It was something that I wanted to touch on. God dog it. I done went fool around, got too deep. Let's see. Law, I give the Cowboys a C+. You got to give the Cowboys an incomplete. They're not finished taking the test. They're not. Commanders embezzling money. yeah, barely a word. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, man. The Commanders, it's crazy how certain news can hit the airways and go all the way around the world, but literally, a cat can walk across the Star in Frisco, and it'll be Breaking news out of Star in Frisco. There's a black cat that walked across the Star in Frisco, and it really sat on the middle of the Star. Could this be the same black cat that was in the New York Giants Stadium? Made itself all the way back to Dallas? More news at 3. You know? That was actually news, right? Right? Jeez. Washington commies, yeah, crazy. All right, so what do you guys give this draft grade right now? Since y'all asking me what the draft grade is, too soon. But while we do that, let's see if I can hear. I thought I had it right here. Let me see what they got right here.
Where's Robert Prince? Right here. Hear about it. Hey, Robert, tell us about it before we turn it in.
All right, he's the right type of guy. He's going to be a guy we're going to have to kick out of the building because that's how hard he's going to want to work. You know, he's going to make our room better, right, how much he wants to work. So,
good. Fantastic. I feel something good happening this year.
All right, so let's see what we have here. Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir, I am.
You sure can. You just had your position coach really.
I don't know. I haven't cleared the audio, so I can't play it. But neither here nor there. One thing that I wanted, this is what I wanted to say. Good grief. This is what I wanted to say about this. Let me see how many people got live watching right now. Y'all hit that like. Hit the like. Keep the engagement going. Hit the like. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Here's what I wanted to say. They mentioned Robert Prince's name a lot. And I don't know how the full flavor of drafting goes in the Dallas Cowboys land. But Robert Prince is Robert Prince. Now come on, Cams. Come on. Look. Every time, look, this is a family-friendly show. This is a family-friendly show. So why don't y'all lean forward? That's what they want. I think the webcams, they come just to get that slap, you know? Why don't y'all lean forward again one more time? Here we go. Let me block you too. There's them shaking their virtual tails up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Coming all up in here with that crazy crap. You know? Told them to lean forward. You know, I was telling them to lean forward to get that slap before Will Smith told Chris Rock to lean forward. Get out of here. All right, so here's my thought. I never knew that the positional coach has so much pull. He just got his cup of coffee with Dallas. I never knew that. Like, real talk, let's be real. This Jalen Tolbert was the third pick for the Cowboys. And for him to have that type of impact, God, dog, it's more plausible that Jalen Tolbert will be here longer than the positional coach. I just never understood that. But when I look back at everything, of course, it could be a steal, but this is a situation where is that insight there. Hey, that's just remarkable. Where's the next picks in the 4th round? I don't know for sure. We need that wide receiver, though. Yeah, I feel you. I'm not dogging the wide receiver, but I just never knew that, like, the positional coach had that much of input. And let's let you know how much I know, right? I'm just trying to be the fly on the wall. Tolbert ain't the positional coach. That's Dak. Well, Robert Prince, they mentioned Robert Prince many of times in his 35-minute draft situation scenario. So that's the only reason why I'm bringing that up. And if Dak Prescott got that much pull, like that's a whole nother situation. Because Jerry Jones did say that he put Troy Aikman on a private jet, flew him down there to work out with David LaFleur or what have you. And I think that David wasn't that good of a tight end, in my opinion. Law, would you still try free agency? Yeah, I think here's my rationale on the free agency. Appreciate your RB Nightmare. Let me pin what RB Nightmare got right here. Thank you for your hard work here, man. Let me pin it right here to the top. And you guys check that out. Check that message out. Those are our next picks, right? And somebody can confirm whether or not that's correct. And if they do confirm that that's correct, yeah, let me know. if y'all disagree with that, let me know. Tariq Woolen, 6'4", let's see, from UTSA. I like Tariq Woolen. What was I about to say on this one? Yeah. Dak Prescott. If he worked out with Jalen Tolbert, who were the other ones? I'm quite sure that they just didn't bring in one, right? Who were the other guys? Like my guy Tariq Thornton. Yeah, he's gone, fam. Yeah, he gone. Michael is going to work. Michael says Ezekiel at 1,500 yards. Yeah. It's going to go crazy. Mario says get those likes up. Yep. Get those likes up, baby. What time it is? Okay. I want to know something right quick. I didn't get a chance to talk to y'all. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on right quick. Let me see if we can do this right quick. Nightcap talk. Because I got some film to do. I got some film to watch. But since I like to know your thoughts, come on with it if y'all want to do it.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line.
Somebody put the number down and I'm gonna pin it to the top. 657-390-7391. We doing rapid phone calls, man.
Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real. Whether we East coasting or we in the hidden hills. In the
come on.
Straps of blue faces, not the pills.
There we go, coach.
Son of God, not a son.
Let me hit his last little bar right here. Yeah.
Books and keep it coming in. Bitch, the old whip, see what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone.
That boy said inside caramel, baby. Like 100 grand, baby.
Keep it super thorough my way on this.
All right. Big coach, what's good?
Oh, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing to it. Low key, just looking at everything and just trying to make my analysis on everything. But talk to me, coach. Talk to me.
Yeah, man. I like the pick. I like the draft so far. I like the defensive end.
Right.
I like the receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got speed, and that's what I wanted to. If we were gonna get a receiver, I'm looking for speed, and we did upgrade in the speed.
Right.
In the receiver position, because I think he was being faster than what Cedric Wilson would have brought to us. So I think we upgraded in the speed guy. He's a deep threat, and that's a good thing. I think what we should do here going forward, yes, I have been on the board for tight end. Yeah, we do need a physical tight end that's going to block and catch, and there's some good tight ends out there.
Right.
Now, if the Joneses feel the linebackers not their need, then that's a problem because you only got 4 linebackers on this roster.
Yep. Somebody got to play special team. Yep.
You got 2 middle linebackers, and one is Gifford, who has never started a game since he's been here, and the other one is LVE. Injury history and production in the last 2 or 3 years has fallen off greatly. and you know my feelings about LVE.
No,
Now-
Coach, you got to go back to that P word you've been talking about. You know, I ain't talking about pushing P, but you know what I'm talking about, right? I said it earlier this morning.
Yeah, so
You said you wanted his team to get back physicality.
Yeah, and listen, one thing about it, Law, he didn't come out of college being physical. He has never been a physical linebacker. So that's one thing you can't. One thing you can help a guy with speed, you can help a guy with technique, but you can't build physicality. You can't teach a guy to be physical. That's one that he has to bring to the table, and you can mold. You can go around. You can mold off of that. So, what I'm predicting is that if we can't get and there's some good linebackers still out there. I love the guy out of Auburn. We need a thumper. We need a guy in there that's a physical linebacker, because I think we're building speed everywhere else. We need a thumper. I love Ryan Rodriguez from Oklahoma State. But if that's not the case, if we'll be able to get maybe one of the other linebackers down the road, then here it is when you was about to say something about free agency. There are still some linebackers out there that we can have as a stopgap for a short contract as veterans that's going to come and give us that physicality in there, and that we can mold that next guy to move in if it's a later draft pick. But there is no tight ends out there, and that's why we do need to get a tight end, because there's no tight ends out there in the free agent market left that's worth anything. So we can help with the tight end, help with the linebacker market. I'm just wondering where the Cowboys going to use all this money they're going to have as of June.
Yeah, extra $10
because,
million.
Law, you were so right a couple weeks ago. If we would have kept Collins and traded him, we could have got, Stephen Jones talking about he was amazed by what, people trading guys and getting the value they got with first-round draft picks by trading like Hollywood Brown. He could have got a first-round draft pick with packaging with a pick for Collins.
Right, because he got rid of everything by doing Collins a solid by getting rid of him too soon. You could have waited to today. Look, if he'd have just waited to draft day, the Cincinnati would have been looking at their draft board. Who did the Cincinnati get of their first pick? You got their Cincinnati draft picks in your hand?
Yeah, they would have. All they drafted, they had a multitude of picks for because they could have gotten to the second round. They could have got and it wouldn't have cost him no great. It may have cost you. May could have packaged him with a swap pick.
Right.
You could have swapped. You could have packaged him for a swap pick. Okay, you don't really lose a pick, or you could have. You really not gonna lose. You lose one pick, but you getting really a player you want, and now you can wheel and deal. But by giving up Collins, because this is the problem, Law. Okay, you cut him because of money. So where are you going to spend the money at now when you get it? So you're not going to spend the money?
I mean, and then on top of that,
no real big need.
And on top of that, the June 2nd is after the draft, right? You don't get the money. You don't get the money till after the draft. Not like you cut him, you get the money now.
The money after the draft,
right?
But my question is, Law. Okay, the draft is going with you can't. All right, we already got a multitude of defenses. I think people forgetting we still got Terrell Basham, right? And he didn't play bad. So your defensive line is the room is full. You don't even need to bring in no undrafted free agent, because you almost got your maximum amount you're gonna carry anyway. All right. So if you draft a linebacker, the only place you can really pull up, say I'm gonna spend this money on is linebacker. You're not gonna spend no money on there's nothing else out there to spend no money on. So you really gonna pocket that money basically, because you're not gonna spend all that money on no free agent now, because we sit at about maybe 17, 18 million once we get that money from the Collins.
Yeah.
Your draft picks ain't gonna take that much.
$7 million gonna be enough to pay all your draft picks.
So what I'm saying is, again, you let Collins go because you say you needed money. You wanted to get rid of him. So if you didn't use the money, You could have saved Collins and traded him and got a draft pick.
Big facts. Big old facts.
I mean, that's just no. But
or at least hold
like I said,
teams'
it's a
feet to the fire. At least hold teams' feet to the fire.
whole team feet to the fire. Now they may have not said it because if you would have traded him, you would have got less of a savings. Okay, I can understand that. You wouldn't have got the $10 million. You may have gotten a whole lot less savings if you traded him. Okay, but this is what my thing here is. I would say this, Law, and I need you to be with me on this. If we solidify the linebacker position with a real middle, you're looking at a epic defense this year.
Yeah.
But if we don't solidify that one part, and if we have any injury, this defense is going to suffer because you can't just put anybody behind a defensive line. So, oh man, they'll work.
But all that hope would
be.
Remember, I made the theme of this year hope, and as holding on, pain is ending. Our only hope would be in Dakota. When you look at Jabril Cox tape from Dakota, he played Mike, okay? And when he went to LSU, think about it, for 3 years he played Mike. He played that Mike position in the middle of the field, and then occasionally they would motion him on the outside. And his tape shows that he's better detached from the box. But what I'm trying to say is,
get destroyed in the middle.
I know.
He got attacked. He is a cover linebacker. He's best on the weak side.
But what about on third down?
Not trash.
What about on third down? You slide him back in the middle. He covered the hook area.
You got him on third down.
Yeah, you got him at third.
Look at the teams we playing this year.
Yeah.
You can't see if we try to get away with if we're talking about physicality,
right?
You can't get away with not being physical at one of the most physical positions of the football field.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't get away with that.
No doubt.
Because if coverage is I always tell people, linebacker's job first.
Mm-hmm.
If your position is linebacker, your job first is stop the run. Pass most times you're gonna be in pass. You're gonna have 60, 70, 80% catch ratio because you're not locking on a person. Most times, by the time you get to the people, you're in the trail position anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You're not running down the field guarding guys. Most times you're gonna be in zone. What we want you to do is stop it. But your first job.
Right.
And if you can't do your first job is stopping the run and being a great tackler, I can get a defensive back to play linebacker if I want somebody to cover. That's your first job.
So Travis Jones should have been the pick. Travis Jones should have been the pick instead of Sam Williams. Is that the case?
But it's not. Listen, Sam Williams. I can see where you go with Sam Williams, but here what I say is this: you could have picked Sam Williams, but what you need to do now, like you were saying earlier, quality over quality. They had a meeting, and I'm quite sure that somebody was beating on the table when Jerry Jones said we had a meeting for 35 minutes to say, are we willing to give up one of those fifth round picks and package, give up 2 picks to get one? The thing is now we need a player. When you get this part in the draft, and you got 6 picks coming in the last day. You package those picks. There's no need to go back now. Now you're trying to target the exact player that you want, and still have 4 picks left.
Right.
But you need to get the guy that you want out of the melee. So if tight end and linebacker are the 2 places you want, you need to move your pick so you get the person you want. If this is the person that we want, let's get that person. Because if we get with the person that we want on our board in the last day of the draft, that's a win.
No doubt. Man, Coach,
you
spitting facts, man.
To wheel a deal to get to the specific. If it's a tight end out there, that this is the tight end on our board that we want, Jerry alluded to that. Let's pay the cost to get this person let's pay the cost to get this tight end, and then whatever else we sprinkle in, then that's fine. Then we'll wait till how the draft falls to us. But on the last day, we want to get the players that we want, because now these are positions that we think that these people will make our team, and we're not guessing.
No doubt,
Because
Coach.
they're high on our board. We done did the evaluation.
No doubt, Coach, man. I'm going to let Tyreek in,
All
but,
right,
man,
man.
Coach, man, you spitting, man. I should have had an umbrella, man. Ooh, wait.
Yeah, man. But that's what I want them to do. And see, Jared already alluded, Law, that they already had that conversation.
They did.
He just told you that. He
I
said
know.
he had that talk for 35 minutes.
Hey, speaking of that, I just seen one of the beat writers actually tweeted that same sentiment. So you right on the money with that, man. You right on the money.
That's right.
With that.
You get the guy that you want. Well, you got to, because we probably got more picks than anybody else left in the
We
draft.
do. We got the most
So now let's use
power.
those to get the guy that we want, and have maybe about 2 or 3 picks at the end that we can say, okay, we just throw some against the wall at positions, the best player available after that. But we're gonna utilize a couple of these picks to get the guy that we want.
No doubt, Coach, man. You right on the money, fam. Appreciate you, Coach.
All right, man. Talk to you later, brother.
Yes, indeed, man. That's Coach P, man. You know, he on it. He on with it, man. Physicality. Tyreek, man, talk to me, man. You live.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing to it, man.
Cowboy Nation. Yo, we gotta calm down a little bit, man. They deal with the Joneses don't listen to nobody but the Joneses.
Right.
And it hurts me a little bit to say, gotta trust the process. Because there was some dogs right there in our face. Not one time, 2 times, almost 3 times in our face.
Mm-hmm.
And can't nobody sit here and tell me that Philadelphia, can't stand Philly. I don't even like their colors, man.
Philly done got some power now with them. On paper, though. On paper.
On paper, but we gonna keep it real.
Keep it.
In a couple years, the boys gonna be all right. If they're paying out for them, they're gonna be all right. We're gonna have to rumble. We're gonna have a rumble in the East for real.
Yeah.
Because them picking up Dean and Jordan, come on, man. Them dudes probably high-fiving right now. You know what I'm saying?
We can't act like, Jordan Davis not a dog. So, but what we got to do is, we got to bring our reinforcement. Iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. I'm not finna fold up like a wallet or a cheap tent. So all boys got to get out there and showcase their talent. And we got to say to ourselves, ain't nobody on the Eagles team better than Parsons.
Yeah, that's true.
Ain't nobody better than Parsons. Ain't nobody better than Parsons. I'm just messing with you. Go ahead.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But what I'm saying, though, they got a piece on their team that's going to help their linebackers. They ain't had no linebackers in a long time. And they might have a gym on their head. And it is what it is. We're going to see we're gonna make it do what it do when we see these cats. I ain't never scared.
Yeah. And then they got that white kid from Chargers. He was pretty good last year. So, they did some good movements. I ain't going to even lie.
Yeah, they did. Don't they got Hassan Reddick, too, on their team?
Did they get him? Yeah, they did. They sure did get him. Yeah.
Yeah, loading up, man. Yeah. But they loading up. Only thing we can hope for is a bad quarterback play. You know
and then they hedged their bet with that. They went and got AJ. And Devontae, from last year should be better for this year. So it looked good. Man. It looked good. Dallas Goddard. They got no excuses. They got no excuses.
And my whole thing is too. I got to give a shout out to Baltimore, man.
Yeah.
They man. They got a good team. They did some good work over there, man. Because it's like, I ain't gonna hold you, man. Once they got a man Jones from UConn, that broke my heart. I said, damn, look how they draft. You know what I'm saying? They did some willing and dealing.
Yep. But
You know,
but
and
hey, he
I-
look good on it. Hey, when you pull out that paper, you pull out that paper, you say, man, it look good on paper, man. It do look good. When you pull out that paper, looking at that paper, you say, he look good,
yeah,
man.
it do look good.
Yeah.
It look good, but you know what? I gotta give them. The reason I'm saying giving them credit is because they true to what they do. It's defense and offensive line.
Yeah.
That's where they at. That's where they. That's like that. Getting Jones is like getting a loaded nada again for them.
Yeah.
Getting
For
another big boy in the
the
middle.
Ravens. Yep. And then don't sleep
Yeah.
on the Green Bay. They did a good job too. So.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
but
man.
but but
Yeah,
here's my
it's-
thing. Here's my whole sentiments. And this is my life creed. I don't want nothing given to me. I want to earn everything. So the Cowboys should look at this and say, hey, man, I don't want to be given the opportunity. I want to take it. So that should be their mentality. They should walk around with the big chest out and say, hey, I'm finna fight for it and claw for it and earn for it. I'm not want to sit here and say, okay, I want to play a team when they hurt, or I want to be given things because I'm such and such. No, they got to get out there and roll the sleeves up and play. I don't want that mentality with a silver spoon. No, I refuse.
Yeah, and my thing is like this too, man. I do think a lot of our picks tonight, between yesterday and tonight, is educated picks. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get it. They filling holes around here, and I get that. And my whole thing is like, I don't know where we're picking at tomorrow. I know somewhere in the 4th round, but I'm like, if like coaches are saying, if it's somebody that's higher up and they got these picks, and they see somebody that they really want, that they know is going to be an impact player to this team in the 4th round, they need to jump up there and go get them. You know what I'm saying?
Get them.
Because I'm like, because all the teams that, I'm not trying to follow how the other teams are doing things, but at the same time too, I do want a couple more players with some attitude. They say they want players with attitude, good players with some attitude, some grit. So you need to trade up. Get a couple of these dudes,
And Tyreek, before I let you go, all 3 of the players that we have on our team now from this draft, and I know talk is cheap, talk is silver, silence is gold. But all 3 of those guys said, hey, the first guy said he's nasty, he got attitude. Sam says, hey, he's going to be the first one in, the last one out. I don't care if they want me to mop, draw lines on the football field, I'm there. I got attitude. I got a chip on my shoulder. And Tolbert, he said he got nastiness. He caught the touchdown, rocked the baby on him. He rocked the baby on him, and he said, hey, if you talk noise, I'm going to dish it back. So all of those guys, we know Gallup ain't going to never talk noise. The only person who had a little dog in them was my guy, Lamb, last year. Everybody else was kind of like gentle, soft, not docile, but kind of like not really like with those dogs with teeth, right? Amari Cooper never talked noise.
Yeah.
So I look at it like now, the philosophy, the mentality is there. So let's see if these guys can back it up on the field as well. We be holding these boys to a degree, but I'm quite sure Tolbert, Williams, and Smith going to bring that.
Hey, they Cowboys now. I ain't got no choice but to rock with them.
There you
know
go,
what
man.
I'm saying? Everybody else don't matter. Everybody else outside of this organization don't matter. Everybody outside of the Cowboy Nation, they don't matter.
Don't matter.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they picks look good on paper. Everything look good.
See,
hey, it's got to come together though.
See, you feel better now, man. Appreciate you, Tyreek. Thank you for calling in, fam.
Yes, sir, man. All right, love.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Salute, man. All right, man. 228, you live.
What's going on, Law?
Nothing to it, man.
5228 in the building, baby.
Yes, indeed, fam. Talk to me, man.
All right, I'm not going to keep you long, but I want to say I believe in the first round. I believe the Cowboys looked at what Philadelphia did and what the Giants did, and I think they allowed what they did to kind of dictate the pick that they chose. Because I'm not down talking Tyler, but I think that if you would have waited till like the 2nd or 3rd round, Tyler probably still would have been there.
Okay.
I really wish that they would have drafted.
Before you go into more details with that, So the other guy was just throwing charm out there at the Cowboys, and yeah, man, I really wanted that dude.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Look. No one knew who this guy was, bro.
Oh, that was just the Stephen Jones line to kick it. So yeah, man, it was another team, that was trying to get there, and I refused to trade.
Trust, he was on nobody's radar. I feel like he would have been there in the 3rd round. I would have picked Nakobe in the 1st round because I believe he's a 1st-round talent, and his IQ is through the roof, man. So you would have paired him with Parsons, you would have been looking at probably 2 of the best linebacker duos in the NFL. But that's neither here nor there. We aren't going to cry over spilled milk. They drafted who they drafted, but I will say this. I'm a lifelong Ole Miss fan. I watched Sam Williams from the time he came from JUCO, and I watched him in the 2020 season. I watched him last year, and I'm telling you, man, we got a diamond in the rough with Sam Williams. If you go back and watch the tape, the guy Cross who got drafted from Mississippi State, the 4th or 5th pick, that guard. Yeah. They put him on Sam. Sam ate his lunch all day. The All-American guard that got drafted from Alabama, the All-American tackle that got drafted from Alabama, they put him on Sam Williams. Sam ate him up all day, and this is elite. This ain't like no Big 10 or Mac 10 or Big 12 type offensive lineman. This is SEC, NFL ready.
Yeah.
Yes, and he was eating them up all day long, bro. So I would have drafted Nakobe first. I would have drafted Sam second, and then you get the offensive tackle with the 3rd round pick. But
they looked at it like in the 1st round, Nakobe Dean with that pectoral injury. He's a 2023 guy. So, and then with the 1st round, they'll be finishing.
We did the same thing with Jalen Smith.
Right.
We did the same thing with Jalen Smith. I'll say this, with the Jalen Smith, we got one good year out of it.
2018 was mean, man.
We got one good year out of it, but I believe Nakobe. I believe Nakobe's going to have a great career. I will say this about the wide receiver pick. I don't know much about him, but I would have signed a veteran wide receiver because I believe now you can probably, after the draft, you'll probably be able to get Julio for the vet minimum, because if Julio was going to get big dollars, he would have got it before the draft.
But my only thing is with Julio now, man, he been to multiple teams yet. And now my thing is I need those valuable reps to go to Simon Fehoko and TJ Vasher. I got to see who we can develop out of that.
I understand that, but right. If you look at it, if you sign a wide receiver like Julio,
right,
he's going to take the pressure off of CD because of who he is.
What about a Jarvis Landry? I think he's a little younger. What about Jarvis? He's still out there in the market.
Same way. You need somebody that's going to take the pressure off of CD and take the pressure off of Gallup. You gotta have a third. You gotta have a solid third option at the wide receiver. If you put Jarvis Landry out there, then guess what? You can put CD in the slot.
I think CD goes back to the slot. I really think that Jalen Tolbert, even though you can line him everywhere, and I think that when Gallup come back, he'll get that X role back again. And let's not sleep on James Washington. I get it, he didn't show up a lot in Steelers land, but come on, when you gonna wake up, I'm gonna remember you, man. I'm gonna like, remember this. Just give James Washington a chance.
I know Dez spoke up for James Washington, and Dez Brian Word go a long way with me, but I think that I think we could have did a little bit better, man. This is what I feel. I feel like they could have held Lionel Collins' feet to the fire and made him play the guard position, because now when we play Philly, you got Fletcher Cox on one side, and now you got Davis on the other side.
I mean, we'll find out, man. But I feel you though, fam. I thank you so much for calling in, Chief.
All right, brother.
Good call from him, man. All right, we got the 479, and then we had the 971 next. But 479, you live.
What it do, Law? Hey,
Into it, fam.
I remember last year during the draft, we were talking about about them safeties, or not the safeties, but the corners. The year before that, the safeties. And the one thing I told you was, no matter what, we need dogs.
Right.
And
right.
so I'm gonna give you two analogies tonight. So number one, you can't choose who is invited or who's in your family. You feel
Right.
me?
Right.
The only
right.
thing you can do is embrace them and hope that they run how you run. You feel
Right.
me? So these cats are on our team. They in the family now.
In the
So
fold.
the one
yeah.
thing that I do see it leads me to my second analogy. My second analogy is, you know, you could take a let's say a prize fighter. Okay. So when a cat goes into a gym, you want a fighter. I don't care how raw he is. You want a fighter that has fight in him.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So if you go into the right gym, you can train that fighter who wants to fight.
Right.
You know, you can see cats all day long on they pretty. They can shadow box. They can do this, but they don't have no fight in them. You know. So the first time that real get at them, they fold. So the one thing I like to say about that youngster, yeah, we wasn't expecting him, and yeah, we didn't so much, you know, see him coming into the family so early.
Right.
But he's here.
You hear?
You know. So the one thing about him, though, Law, I went back right after the draft and I watched a lot of his tape, his highlights.
Right.
Yeah, he had penalties, he had this and that, but the main thing he had was fight. He had that dog in him. You feel me? So if we got the type of coaches we say we got, then guess what? Train this youngster up. He got fight in him.
You do.
I listen to the other callers. Same thing on Sam. They say, well, if he ain't got nothing else, this boy, he got dog in him. Train him up.
Let's
The
get it.
same
Let's
thing
get
with
let's
us.
get this guy going, man. I appreciate you for calling in, and you're right with the dog mentality. Hey, sometimes when you bring family into the fold, what you do here naturally, and you continue to do it, it just leap over to the other member. So hopefully that will be the situation. That's all we can do is hope, man. And at this point, it should be a good year still, man. I appreciate you for calling in. I love those analogies, fam.
For sure, for sure. You have a good one.
You too, man. I'm give him a dog. Give him a dog growl right there, man. Since he mentioned them dogs over here. All right, we got the 971. JP, you live.
What's up, Law?
Nothing to it, man. Talk to me, man.
It's been a rough weekend, but hey, I hope they step it up, though, and they still need to throw up that cornerback position in D tackle.
So you saying DT and cornerback, right?
Yeah, cornerback and another linebacker, and I just don't trust Van Der Esch. I mean, I just he fold early.
Is John Ridgway still out there? Y'all let me know in the chat if John Ridgway is still there. Then I'll go with him. 6'6", 330. You know, you put him inside. That'll be a good situation for us. Bull rush, the galore.
And they better get another corner to come in there and compete. Is Anthony Brown still on the roster?
Yeah. He's still there. You know, but don't look. Don't sleep on my guy, Nashawn Wright. Don't sleep on him.
Yeah.
And Nashawn Wright, don't sleep on him.
He can't play slot though.
Oh, you're looking for a slot guy. Jordan Lewis had his best slot year ever, you know, last year. But I'm still trying.
He's washed. He's washed.
Yeah.
I always go back and look at the San Francisco game. I said, what did they get beat? They got beat in the slot, they got beat on the corner, and they got beat in the middle.
In interior,
in the run game.
Yeah.
Go back and look at that game, and you look at what the weakness is. How did San Francisco attack us? And they attacked us just like that.
Yeah. I mean, how we couldn't get to them. We couldn't push the pocket back. Jimmy G was never touched. Never.
Right.
That kills me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Can you stop the run right now?
We don't know. We flat out don't know. Sam is one of the better edge rushers against the run, and then D-Law, if he can stay healthy for the full year, he's pretty good against the run.
No,
and
in the middle of the field.
In the middle?
Tackle, linebacker.
Well, the running helped when Gallimore got back, right?
No.
You didn't think that the Navar Gallimore did a solid job in stopping the run?
No. I don't know if that. If his arm might be real healthy though when he come back, he's getting a full workout off season.
but add another D tackle in there, another linebacker. You're not gonna stop the run if you don't get that pressure in the middle. I'm sorry. Hang it up. And go
Well,
get you another cornerback.
here's my only thoughts on this, and I'm just trying to be transparent as possible. If you go to file a DT, you're gonna have to go get a veteran guy at this point, and they all gone. So my only hope would be this is I believe what the Cowboys' hope is as well. They are banging on the fact that some of these guys that we wanted to draft, that their particular team is going to get rid of their player, one of their players, and say, hey, we got the rookie now. We're going to groom him and get him up out there. Just like it's Fletcher Cox, I know the Eagles re-signed him up, read him up, but he's not going to be there next year, I think for sure. He may retire. But Jordan Davis is his replacement. Along the lines, there's somebody else that's going to be gone. Huh?
You got faith in Watkins?
Carlos Watkins?
Yeah.
As far as I can throw him.
Okay. And you want to see Anthony Brown again on this team this year?
He's great depth for right now.
Telling me?
He's great depth for right now. I really want to see Kelvin Joseph out there, so I get a full evaluation of him. We don't know who he is right now.
Let me ask you another faith. Do you got faith in KZ?
He's gone. He's probably waiting on a phone call right now. If not, he putting his applications in for Amazon.
So who you got back there playing safety?
Shoot, one of the baddest guys out there when healthy, Malik Hooker.
Okay. All right.
You give Malik Hooker a chance. I think that he'll clear up some of the things that we had issues with Trayvon Diggs, right? And I'm not trying to be over optimistic, Law, but I'm just trying to be a guy that just trying to put out, reasons of how this team can become better. Now, would I love for the Cowboys to draft Jaquan Brisker or what? Look, Nick Cross, he went to another team. I was like, you heard me yelling, I wanted Nick Cross. I even like Marcus Jones, who I believe is his cornerback, but I think that he can give you some of that slot play. And he's gone. He's 5'8", nothing, but I just thought that he would be an explosive weapon. But there's somebody, Smoke Monday still out there, right? Is Smoke Monday still out there, Cowboy Nation?
Who, Smoke Monday?
Yeah, you like Smoke?
Okay, you give me a competitive corner.
Smoke Monday is damn near competitive.
And a D tackle, and we can get to the second round. We can get to the second round.
I think that if according to how the chips fall, we get to the second round regardless. But I feel you though, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for calling in, fam.
Okay, I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna see you in Oxnard.
Yeah, just see me in Oxnard, fam. I'll be there, baby.
Yeah, I'm talking a little, and I'm gonna be in your face, Mississippi boys, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about.
No doubt, fam. I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for calling in, JP.
Came in the house, man. I love the show. Keep good work, man.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you. It's a good call
All
from
right,
him.
peace.
Yeah.
All right.
Good call from him. All right. Next we have on the list is 1992. Cowboys, what's good?
What's good, Law? What's
Nothing
good,
to it,
man.
Talk to me,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna be like, I feel like most Cowboy Nation the first week. the first day of the draft, I was kind of disappointed. I kept yelling at the TV, okay,
right.
The boy falling from Florida State, the DN, what's his name? Number 11, I can't remember the name.
Jermaine.
Jermaine James, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, if this guy, I had two people that was on my mind. It was the D tackle from Georgia that the Eagles got, and Jermaine Johnson. I said, if this guy falls, either one of them, let's go after him.
Right.
And lo and behold, everything that everybody wants to get got snatched one by one.
One by one.
And then I'm like, oh my God, okay, we got a choice. Let's go ahead and get Jameson, man. Let's get this. Imagine you have him on the D line with D-Law, and we can keep and move around Parsons anywhere on the board. Perfect. It would have been perfect. But then we got freaked out. I believe Jerry Jones and Steven Jones, they got freaked out because the number one priority is to protect Dak Prescott.
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
But if you would have did that, I don't have the problem I have with the pick is that he's not the guy. We could have got him in the second or third round. Honestly, if we really wanted, we could have also traded back to get him and also get the guy from Florida State, Jameson. So what I'm saying, if y'all wouldn't make that move to protect Dak, this the only two people I would have traded up for was the guy from Alabama, number 73, Neal, or the guy that the Seahawks picked at Cross. That's the only way I believe we want to protect that. I mean, nothing's for sure, but if you want to make them moves, those are the moves we should have made. But ain't no way in hell we should have let Jameson, what's his name, walk from Florida State, walk out the door and not drafted.
You talking about Jermaine Johnson? All right. So what team did what team Jermaine Johnson went to?
He went to the dang it, man. He went a few picks to the Jets.
He went to the Jets. Who would have a better career right now, Jermaine Johnson or Sam? Right. We're gonna have to look into that. So
good question.
We had to look into that, right? And I get it, right? We got nastiness with 6'5", who's 330 pounds, Tyler Smith, and we've been banging on the table for physicality. Now, most of his holds, when you go back and look at his tape, it happened when he was over aggressive, and then he was playing tackle. Right now, he's kicked inside. He's gonna have a shorter window in the box to contain. He don't have everything because when you play that tackle, especially on that blind side, you got the whole C gap that you got to control.
You know who you know who you remind me of? See, Jerry gave him the number 73 jersey. You already know what that means. They saying Larry Allen. To me, he don't remind me of L.A. He remind me of Leonard Davis. They used to be with the Cowboys back in 2008. You know, that little time we were running with Tony Romo. He more remind me of Leonard Davis than a Larry Allen.
Davis was strong, and I think he can only hear out of one ear. He kept on. No, you talking about Flozell, Adam?
No, not Flozell. No, not Flozell. Leonard Davis. He remind me of Leonard Davis.
Oh yeah, the big boy we picked up.
For Arizona. Cause remember,
Arizona.
Leonard Davis, he used to play tackle, remember, but he was all right at tackle, but they kicked him. But Dallas kicked him at right guard before we got, way before Zach Martin.
Right.
He was he used to wear 70s. So.
Yeah. I don't look. I could be wrong, man. Offensive line is just not my strong suit as evaluating those guys. I just look for power, structured. I look for basically the dogness and how they grind, right? And all of the technicality things, I just don't really look into those things. But I don't see big Leonard Davis out of him. But I could be wrong.
He's nasty, more like a mauler, which we need.
We do need that. Yeah.
After I went back, I'm not gonna lie. After I went back and looked at the tape, I watched the tape. I said, okay, I see what Dallas doing about potential and also to protect the most important thing, Dak Prescott. So he's got to grow into that, and I believe that not this year, but a couple of years he should be ready. And it's a good thing he learned it, and they putting him next to Tyron Smith. Perfect. So if we want to, later he can kick out to that tackle if needed.
No doubt, man. No doubt. I'm going to let these other two callers in, man, but I appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much, man.
All right. Peace, man. Peace, Law.
Appreciate you, Cowboys 1992. All right. I got 757. You live. You live.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Oh, you good,
doing,
fam. You good, man. Talk to me, man. Let me lock this thing up.
The conference has been locked.
Because I see it'll be a never-ending story. But go ahead, talk to me, man.
Yeah, so just a few things. I'm gonna keep it real short, man. First and foremost, big fan and everything like that. But
thank you.
I did like it, boy. The OC said. And, I slept on it. Well, no, it wasn't the OC. I forgot
Boss?
who
Big Gay?
last night. Yes, yeah. He said just sleep on it and kind of, look at the tape of Tyler Smith, man. And I was just like, I did that. Looked at it this morning, and I was like, you know what? That actually is not it's not as bad as it seems because that boy, he's nasty, man. He's just nasty, and I really like that. You know what I'm saying? He's fine. It may take him like 2 or 3 years, but I feel like he's getting better. But I feel like the picks today completely made up for anything anybody felt yesterday. Because I looked at that Tolbert boys highlights too. He's a for sure catch. Like, he has hands. I understand. He can definitely catch contested passes. And that's just the way, I left the second, third round today, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk, with your analysis on that. I think Kyle Yeoman, I was listening to his excerpt on 105, and he was pretty much saying it could have been Kyle Yeoman or it could have been Bobby Belt, but both of them were saying that even if you flip Jalen Tolbert and Sam Williams, because I did many of mocks, and Sam Williams kept falling in the third, right? And I seen some mocks where Jalen Tolbert, all of a sudden his numbers started increasing, and he was in the second. So he said even if you flip it, they would still fit, believe it or not. So all we can do now is just sit back and wait, because these are the things we're not covered to. We don't have the Cowboys big board, and we don't know what they use to do their analysis or what have you. And I tell people all the time that there's like there's three phases to it, right? There's this college tape that we have access to, and we don't have access to all of the all 22. And there's college tape that they have access to, and they have access to all of the 22. And then there's a percentage where there's private workouts that we may be looking at it from a perspective that they play in the 4-3, but they played in a 3-4 system, or they played with a coaching staff where they had multiple coaches in there, and we can only give our assessment from looking from afar. But they have access to more, information, and that's why I tell people, look, just wait, because some of the people that you're high on, like John Legend high, so high, you really high on them, but it could be literally that they down here because they was fitting into a seam. And that's why I said that it could clearly be, believe it or not, call me crazy, that even Sam Williams can have a better first year than Trayvon Walker. Let that sink in.
Yes. I believe that, man. I believe that.
But I could be crazy guy, I could be crazy guy law, Yeah.
Hey, look, man, I'm with your analysis on that one, bro, for sure.
Right. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for tuning in, fam.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Go Cowboys, man.
All day, man. It's a good call from him. But you guys get what I'm saying, that it depends on which system you go to and how you've been utilized and used. Prime and Atlanta Falcons, he was good, but he knew. Prime Deion Sanders, he knew he wasn't going to get no ring at the Atlanta Falcons. Come on. The system. He was still dynamic and good. Then we went to the 49ers, he sparked. He went to the Cowboys, he sparked. He got those 2 rings. All right, final caller of the night, my guy MJ from the 206. You live.
What up, family? How you doing?
All good, man. Oh, yeah, and the other thing, we don't have medical information. You're right. But talk to me, man, MJ. Talk to me.
Oh, man. The draft is beautiful.
Right.
Got the big mauler, like we exposed to.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, he's going to be good this year. They're going to train his hands and his feet. He's going to be mauling people.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been listening to us a lot. So,
I believe so.
And then Sam, they got some speed. So what they going for, all the listeners, they going for power and speed.
Power to speed, yep.
So the next pick is going to be one of them linebackers that's got power and run a 4-4.
Mm-hmm.
Either Indiana linebacker or Jesse, the Penn State linebacker, number 40. And then they're going to get a tight end. And I think they're going to dip one more time at one of them receivers, punt returners. Because Mo, that receiver Mo, what is Mo something? He run a 4-3 and he run punt. He's dangerous.
Bo Melton.
5'11". Yeah. Or you can get Robinson from SMU. Has Danny got picked up yet?
Danny Gray?
Yeah.
He going to the Niners. They definitely been listening to us. I'm just playing with you. Go ahead.
Law. All the picks. Did you notice something? all the picks before Dallas. They said no. They know what they doing. Forget our board. We drafted them players that Dallas want, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Cowboys. They like you said, we gotta shut our mouth.
Yeah.
Thank God is lost.
Yeah, they
You
got
gotta
it.
give them credit.
Yeah, yeah.
They got it.
Yeah,
They said, man, we gonna get all them picks.
man, we gonna get
They
them
was taking all
boys.
our linebackers. Yeah. And we go hold off. And there's a few defensive tackles left. It's this boy from he's from a small school. He's like 6'3", long arms, 345. I think is he from Idaho State or North Dakota State? He's from one of them schools. He's a beast. Because in the Senior Bowl, he was getting by all them lines. He even knocked he even dogged your boy. What's number 77? Who we wanted? The guard.
Zion.
Yeah, he
Johnson.
dogged Zion. So there's a lot of deep tackles left too. And you got
What's his name though, fam? You don't know his name. You know.
Oh man, I'm pissed. Because I was gonna ask you. Because you remember the Indiana linebacker that they like 6 feet. They're running 4.4.
Y'all put it in the chat, man. Indiana linebacker.
I got yeah.
Oh yeah.
Indiana University. He's a beast. See, they've been listening to us, man. Them people been drafting our players. Oh, let me shut up. So they might drink chest.
Yes, indeed, man. MJ, man, you always keep
So
it
I'm
real,
happy,
man.
man.
I mean,
Yeah, I gotta keep it.
I mean, it is what it is, man. I look at it like it's not finished done cooking yet. You know, we can smell some aroma going on. You know, but we like, hey, what else? What else y'all putting in there, man? What else y'all putting in there?
Yeah.
You know.
And that's why I tell all the fans, a lot of people didn't play, so that's why you got it's a deep draft. So them 4 picks, the Cowboys gonna hit on them 4 number 5s we got. We gonna be just like Baltimore did, cause that's what which Cowboys bragging. Your boy, what's his name?
You're talking about Michael McFadden. That would be the guy from Indiana. You know.
Yeah.
McFadden,
Michael McFadden.
Yeah, that's a big boy.
And,
that's a big boy. Jeez. God,
and
dog.
your boy,
He ate all the weights. Go ahead.
Yeah. And your boy, what's the other that be doing the lineman that y'all cool with?
Lyman that we cool with.
That be doing a podcast like you.
Lyman. He doing a podcast. Is it Jay Tuck?
Your boy, yeah. He always doing y'all podcast when y'all do y'all show, and he be talking.
Been like a boss cowboy, or you talking about the OC?
No, not Boss Cowboy.
The OC?
The big black brother. No,
big
not
black
OC. The main boy who you guys always with. He always
What do you look
the lineman.
like? Vach Lombardi?
Oh, Vach is a cry baby. Can you tell Vach to stop crying? He did the same thing. Frederick. He did the same thing. Harson last year.
Harson. Yeah.
I said, man, I put on his pair. I said, man, go represent the Eagles and the Ravens. and to all the fans on here, I see why Stephen A. Smith be tearing us up. Because the Cowboy fans, I hate to say it, Lord, they are some of the dumbest fans I've ever heard in my life. And the crybabies. I'm tired of crybabies, man. I don't care about law. I told you, if I pick you, I'm cheering for you. Until you get cut, then
you gonna come heads at me.
yeah, that's when I'll come at you. I said, well, he didn't make it. Somebody beat him up. And hey, Cowboy fans, the Cowboys always pick somebody undrafted that's better than the people we draft.
Yeah. Because last year Osiris Mitchell was a dog for us, man. But he just couldn't get PT because Simi Fehoko was drafted. I feel you though. And TJ Vasher, a lot of people see what people fail to realize. Like Treylon Burks, like let me say this: Treylon Burks had like 18 touchdowns or what have you. Nice guy. TJ Vasher had 25. You know what I'm saying? Just pulling that thing out of the sky. Yeah.
He gets stronger.
And the Cowboys love him. You know why I know the Cowboys love him? because he didn't play a dog during preseason, and he was working the cores all OT, like all when I was out there in Oxnard, and all of the other wide receivers were just playing their butts off to get out there, and they kept him. So they see something, man, in Vasher, where they gonna make him probably the hybrid touchdown, high catch ratio guy. You know, let's wait on Vasher though.
And guess what else, Rock?
Talk to me, man.
4. The 4-3 safety.
4-3 safety.
215. Forgot about him, bitch.
Who?
4, the safety that they got, that they picked up. Look at the safety list.
On the Cowboys?
I think his last name is, I think his last name is Ford, or Lord, or Boy, something like that.
Okay,
He ran a 4-3.
I'm gonna look him up.
He's like 215. Yeah.
I'm gonna look
He's
him
one
up.
of our safeties.
Oh. I think I know who you're talking about. Coyle. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in. He came in for a few plays last year. Tyler Coyle. I think his name.
That's why they ain't bringing your boy back. They ain't bringing them old dudes back. They were letting the young boys play, and they got it. And they're smart. Stephen A. Smith. Steven. He said, "Man, forget this. We letting these young boys play."
Yeah. I mean, MJ, before I let you go, man, I just got to say this about my guy, Vach. I think that there's two sides. There's the analytical guy, and then there's the fan guy. So I think that when he put this analytical hat on, I think people just listen to him from there. But the fan, it's hard to separate the two. And let the fan guy be the fan guy, and then when it's time for his analysis, let him be the analysis guy. But overall, he does a wonderful job, man. He's one of the best in the
He
business.
does a beautiful job. But today, him and Space Cowboy, they made me so mad.
Oh wow, I didn't get a chance to listen to nobody outside of my brother, and I get around to him. I listen to what they
I
say.
was listening to you guys, and I was about to say, man, that's why a lot of people say, hey. Law, where y'all had 26,000 people. Y'all kept it real, and y'all wasn't on that crying, dogging the Cowboys. Cowboys fans don't. They got to hear Stephen A. We want to listen to Stephen A. Smith. I turn it on Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
Or the Fairweather fan, or Skip.
Skip.
They was acting like this. Oh, we losing. We so sorry. Oh my God. Philadelphia is going to kill us. The Ravens, what a beautiful draft. Who gives a hook? I'm a Cowboy for life. So anybody on here that's crying like a baby, go to Philly or Baltimore Ravens.
You know who I am? You remember the movie Titanic? When that ship was going down, they're still playing the violin. Yeah. They're still playing it. Yeah. I'm that same dude, but you know what I'm going to do? As the ship going down right before it sink, I'm gonna break that doggone guitar, and I'm gonna get a little piece of that deck and wood, and I'm gonna be floating on that thing, dog. I'm gonna survive, baby. I may be playing the violin as we going down. Long Nation should be out of his mind. He be talking about them Cowboys. Look, I'm still alive. Everybody else probably tired and went to sleep. I got vampire blood in me, but I'm gonna still be singing the violin. Talking about one way or another.
Yeah, Law. You guys on y'all
oh my
show,
gosh. Yeah.
With y'all 4 guys, y'all was keeping it real. I hear it's the point, but y'all say, yeah, you're right. We can't say nothing. You cannot say nothing.
Right.
Until the first kickoff. Because, I'm gonna come and meet you this year at the camp. I usually go, but I ain't go last year because of the COVID.
Right, MJ.
But this year I'm going to come meet y'all. But, man, I've been with the Cowboys all my life. I'm 59 years old.
Yeah, I feel you, fam.
I was there before Jerry bought the team. So I don't want to hear that cry baby. I'm gonna ride and die with my boys.
But I appreciate you. I appreciate you, MJ. Let me just hear, since you ride and die, man, for us, man. Let me hear how about them Cowboys if I let you go.
How about them Cowboys? Everybody.
Appreciate you, man. I see you this year, man, in Oxnard, man. Let's go.
All right, family. Good show.
Salute, man. This is a good call. He's the final call of the hour. And I really appreciate everybody for jumping in for this extended show. I thank y'all, man, so much. If you're watching all the way to this point, y'all know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm saying? y'all know what I'm about to say. Hit that like button. If not,
Goodbye.
It's goodbye for one. But if you not, come on, man.
Shame.
Y'all see me
Shame.
over here working,
Shame.
putting in extra overtime for your mind. Let's go. We will be up bright and early in the morning, and we'll be going over some of these draft picks and analysis. There will be some more and more content throughout the day. Now, Jalen Tolbert, well, I'm saying like I'm not finna go to sleep, right? I'm finna go look up some more film. Jalen Tolbert, as well as Sam Williams, and as well as Tyler Smith. Let's give these boys a chance to at least fail, right? Before you say that those guys falling. So let's continue to grind, to shine, baby. I want you guys to understand that this team will be different from what they were last year, regardless. And we were 12-5 last year, not 5-12. I get it. The repentance, por favor, of winning the division is far-fetched. But, stranger things happen. Let's go make it happen, because at one point, this particular team, when we look at everything Cowboy Nation, we had Jason Garrett for all of those years, right? Shout out to look at the. It's a little feature, man. I'm also live on a new platform as well, and they've been doing their thing, and I'm live on so many platforms, Cowboy Nation, as we speak. And shout out to them. So let's go, Cowboy Nation. Let's get up out of here. Let's get up out of here. Let me see. That's what all the haters do, They'll wake them up. I think I didn't hear this one. Shout out to you, Sadiqa. Shout out to all of the moms, baby. Tolbert is too slow. Oh no, legend. Run it, baby. Yeah. Appreciate everybody. Shout out to the new followers. Knox, DP, 245. Jeffrey, Henderson, East Camden for life. Shout out to East Camden. Shout out to you.
Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change to the safe, got blues inside.
Yeah, come on.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T-Back, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now.
Shout out to you, Travis, man.
Sides, now it's about loyalty.
Perez.
You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I can take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count a check a song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up, count it up. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah, I just be off the dome.
Come on.
I never own a chrome. Too many foes and clothes. Yeah, I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone.
All right.
I've been really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Kinda check a song.
Right.
Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up.
Them big lies right there. He ran a 4.4, y'all. He didn't run no 4.9. Come on.
Lately I just wanna run it up.
And this guy ran a 4.46.
Lately I just wanna run it up.
Williams. We about salute.